Hello, this is a new series I've decided to start where I go over the classes in Team Fortress 2 that I play and the best ways to play them in my opinion. First, we'll start off with the medic. I do have him as a zombie, kind of the opposite of what he's meant to be like, healed, but we could ignore that. Gonna start off, this is the build I usually use with the crossbow, Kritzkrieg, and Solemn Vow. It's pretty good. The Kritzkrieg here is a weapon that is similar to the base medigun. Well, all of his mediguns are. But this, instead of gaining immunity, like the base medigun here does, gives immunity to whoever you're healing if your uber charge is full, this gives them a 100% critical chance. And it also has a higher recharge rate, which is good. And then the quick fix is another one. I don't use this one too often. It can be good. I've got it on my battle medic. I have it here because it increases healing. It's got higher heal rate. It's got less overheal, but more overcharge rate, and it mirrors blast jump and shield charges of your patients. You got the crossbow, which has less ammo, doesn't have headshots at all, but it does more damage the farther it travels, and it will reload when it's not on. And the Vita Saw is just funny weapon. Same with the Solemn Vow. But the Solemn Vow allows me to see the health, which is good. The syringe guns, it's recommended the crossbow no matter what build you do. However, if you just have syringe gun, just don't forget the bone saw exists or any of your melees. Strategies with this is to stay behind who you're healing, primarily behind corners. And most people use the stock weapons and the crossbow, like this or like this. Because the stock minigun is great. It's a pretty good way to play them. It helps out your teammates a lot. When they're invulnerable, they can rush. Depending on who you're healing, though, the Kritzkrieg can be better for soldiers, demo men, and occasionally heavies, although not recommended. And I guess pyros, but again, not recommended. A class that I mained for a while got a bunch of stats got a lot of points in a community lobby, so that's fake, but my time is real. I have 25 hours on him. It is the Spy, our favorite French guy. This is the build I use most of the time. It is also known as as the tryhard, except this is the Dead Rainer, which let's go over his basic mechanics. He's got a revolver, which is pretty good, often ignored. He's got a knife, can one-shot anyone if hit from behind. And then he's got an invisible watch where he can go invisible for 10 seconds with the invis watch, and the cloak and dagger that I have, if you stand still it recharges. But it moves, but you can't collect when invisible, and it drains slower in moving. Sappers are all the same except one, but no one uses it, including me. Knives, you have multiple types. You've got the Cunningham's kunai, which absorbs health, max of 200, but you lose health. It's a good one, known as the tryhard knife. And you have ones like the Wonga prick, which disguise. He has a disguise kit I forgot to go over. He has a disguise kit where he can transform into any other class, including his own, on the enemy team or his turn. And many people use the Dead Rainer or the base. I use Cloak and Dagger. And then there's guns, which multiple types. There's the Latrange, which is more ammo, more speed, less damage. There's the Spicicle with knives, and the Big Earner, which increases speed. Spicicle will melt when burnt and give you immunity, and that's the only good thing. That's for gun spies. I don't have gun spy build. Many good things. His strategy is to either stay back, invisible behind the team, and wait for a chance to either kill one or three people, any amount. Or you can be aggressive, sneak behind, and then take out like the entire enemy team. I am unable to do this. I'm not good enough. but that's a way to do it. The Diamondback, which I have equipped, is great after backstabbing or sapping. The Sapper, it can nullify the engineer's entire playstyle of sentries, dispensers, all of his mechanics. We have to watch out that his wrench can get rid of it. So it's recommended to shoot the thing with the gun while you're waiting, because he knows you're there. He'll kill you, then do that. That's what's recommended. You can try killing him. It can be predictable. It can also not be predictable. With the kunai, not recommended because you have no health most of the time. Diamondback, however, gains crits when you sap or backstab. It's very useful when in a bad situation. You can just pull it out and then two-shot anyone. You can two-shot the second heaviest class, three-shot the heaviest class. So if you just do 3, you're good. The main thing, bad things with Spy is when you're invisible, you can't backstab. You have to wait for it to fully go out before you can do anything. And they can see you when you go out. If you get bumped into, you can be seen. You have to blend in with the disguises because people have brains. And if you go against pyros, you have to hope they're not spy checking or a weird flame thing doesn't randomly hit you. That's happened multiple times. It's very possible to happen. Many people it happened to. It's stupid. And then you're visible. It's can be very annoying when you're just about to set up a backstab. And if you're following behind demo men or soldiers, you have to watch out. Because if they decide to stick you or rocket jump, you will most likely die. I've had this happen like 30 times. If you're playing Spy and you're like not really good at this game, you're gonna have like a 3-to-1 death to KD. 3-to-1. 1 kill per every 3 deaths. It's not very good, but he's fun to use. The knife one-shots. Demo man. We can ignore the cosmetics I've got on. I'm gonna go over his basic mechanics. He has a grenade launcher, which you can shoot. The base one, it takes a second, and then on hit, it immediately does it. The Iron Bomber is recommended because it's got little bounce and roll, little foods time, less explosion radius, but that's fine. He has a sticky bomb launcher, which can be used to jump around, and his melee is a bottle. You can have a grenade, which explodes on hit, damages you. This is large, it can crit, which is better than the Eyeliner, which can't crit, but it's large, same thing. The ways you can play him are you can like sticky jump around, bomb, and then melee. This is the sticky jumper one, where you can jump around. You can sticky trap as well with the base sticky bomb launcher. Iron Bomber is good because it slows down, no one expects it, can't be air blasted by pyros. The most famous one is Demo Knight, which you need a shield for, a melee weapon, and it's recommended to have bootleggers or man-treads. No. Or another one. Because this is full demo knight. You can see a lot of buffs. 15% slower move speed with this, but that doesn't matter with the charge that the shield gives you, and 200% turn value with this build. And then you have the hybrid knight, which instead of having the extra stuff here, instead of having the bootlegger here, you would just have an Iron Bomber. The most famous weapon for Demo Knights is the Eyeliner, because it increases health and speed, but no random critical hits. Scotsman's Cell Cutter is also very famous because you can critical hit. That's the main thing. You can random crit. This is the build I play most of the time. Most annoying parts are just like Crockett's and Heavies. And level 3 sentries. Level 2 and level 3 sentries, actually. They can nullify base, like they can nullify Demo Knight. Demo Man, it's harder to nullify with that because you can just turn the corner and shoot grenades.